Hey everyone, I hope everything's coming through clear. I've been having a little bit of some issues, some technical issues with my mic and stuff during the break, but I will be dealing with that this week. But let's talk about what I'm going to do today. So the most popular email that I got during the break was, "How can I pass this class?" Right? Super broad, but it got me thinking. I was like, okay, well, let me approach this as if I was a student, and I was a student that took game design, thinking that game design is an easy course, and then immediately got overwhelmed by a lot of the projects. It is not at all an easy course. It's a very, very challenging course. And so I was like, what, if I was a student, what would I want to see? And I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you, if I was a student and I was struggling in game design, what would I do to pass this class? And I'm going to try to explain every single thing I can about Unit 5. Unit 5 is the most important unit in game design. So important, in fact, that if you complete Unit 5, all of its assignments, that it will replace Units 1 through 4. And the reason for this is because it's really, I don't want to say it's the only unit that matters, because 1 through 4 are very important for building your foundation of game design and the understanding of gaming and the community. But Unit 5 is so important because second semester it just builds off of Unit 5. Unit 5 is all Unity. It's getting to know this game creator that we're using, this engine called Unity. So I'm going to try to walk you through all the aspects of Unit 5 that you need to pass this class. So if you follow this video, if you do exactly what I say in this video, turn in your stuff by the time this semester is over, I can guarantee you, if you have also taken your interim assessments, so there's no substitute for the interim assessments. But if you've taken those, you take the midterm exam, and you've turned in these assignments right here that I'm about to show you, I can guarantee you that you'll pass this class. So pay attention to this video. It may run a little bit long, but hey, this is everything. Okay, so this is the big point, and I'm gonna send this out to your email. It'll be in the announcement section. I'm gonna spam it out to you, so it's gonna be available. So let's just jump right in. So Unit 5 is, first of all, let me just highlight the Unit 5.00 through 5.03 cannot be skipped. It's very important that you go through these modules right here. Okay, the unit summary, what you'll learn, let's make a game. And the reason is that these are the steps that are going to take you into getting Unity set up on your computer and opening your first projects and creating your first projects. Okay, so it's very important that you don't skip any of these steps. And even if you have Unity set up on your computer, a lot of you you're like, hey, I have Unity set up on my computer, I don't need to do these steps. That's not true, because these projects are going to ask you to open up certain files that you have to create during the modules. So a lot of you have been trying to skip straight to the projects, and I can tell right away when you send me those emails, because you have no idea what the project's talking about. You don't know where the file is. So I'm going to show you first and foremost what you're going to be getting while you're doing 5.0 through 5.03. Now remember, you still have to complete them, all right, because you need the files for the project, but I'm going to show you what you're going to be doing. So you're going to be, and there is a direct download link inside of one of these, 5.0 to 5.03. But I'm going to show you how to get there manually, just in case you want to do it. So we go into unity3d.com. That's where you're going to get this download. And I've gone over this in another video, so just hang in there with me. I'm going to go over every step of Unit 5. So the first is to get Unity. So we're literally going to click Get Unity in the top right. You're going to see the personal edition. You want the personal edition. Trust me on that. So let's grab the personal edition. We want to scroll all the way to the bottom and go to older versions of Unity, okay? Rarely, if you're going to be a game designer, rarely will you ever use the newest version of any game designing software. It just doesn't usually happen. So let's go to older versions of Unity. All right, we're going to click on Unity 5.x at the top. Now, this is the exact version that the OHS wants you to have. So let's go ahead and get it. So some of you, I said, yeah, it'd be fine if you have 2017 or Unity 4. But just to save yourself from some confusion, go ahead and get 5.6.1. Okay, so 5.6.1 is the exact version that they're going to have you download in the OHS. So let's just go ahead and grab that one, okay? So Unity 5.6.1, go to Downloads, under Windows or Mac, depending on what kind of computer you have. and we're gonna go to Unity installer. So this will be the first one that you're going to download, is the Unity installer. So once you download this, just double click it or click it in your downloads folder. It'll be an exe, like an executable file. Run it, and Unity will be downloaded on your computer. So it's as easy as that. Now, once you're done downloading it, you want to go back to this same spot, the same spot I am here, but you want to scroll down and you want to grab the standard assets. So we were going to click on the standard assets. Same thing will happen. It will download an executable, run that file, and then you have the standard assets, okay? And then the last thing, you want to navigate back to here again, and you want to grab the example project. Now, like I said, there are links to this in the OHS, but this is how you get to it manually. So this example project is that car project that they keep talking about in these projects. So some of you have been emailing me and you're like, where's this car project? That's it. This is the example project that comes with Unity. So once you download all three of these files, you run them, restart your computer. It's always a good idea, especially when you're doing something that has to do with file structure and the registry. Go ahead and give your computer a quick reboot. And the next time you open up Unity, you'll have the option of jumping into this example project. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, let's take a look at what, let's pretend that we've done 5.0 through 5.03. We've downloaded Unity, we have it on our computer, we've opened up the example project, we've played around with it a little bit, and we have created our first ever game, our blank game. So you're going to create your first ever blank game in 5.03. So it's very important that you have that done. So let's pretend we have that done, and we're jumping into 5.04 text questions. So this is your first assignment. Now this is pretty easy. This is just all about making sure that you've read the material in 5.0 to 5.03. It's just making sure that you've read the material. It's 10 quick questions. Remember, I like to see that you understand this stuff, however long that takes you. If it's 2 sentences or if it's 5, just show me that you understand what these questions are asking you. Turn those in. It's a quick, easy 100. All right, so that one is done. So I have 30% of, or 25% roughly of Unit 5 done. So the next thing I'm going to want to do is open up 5.05, which is your first activity. So the first activity is really cool, and there's a lot of explanation here, but I'm going to go over it with you right now and show you how I would do it. It's really quick and really easy. It's much easier than this makes it out. Don't get intimidated by the rubric and stuff. It's pretty much easy. What we're going to be doing is changing some of the physics in that example project from Unity. So let me show you how to do that. So let's pretend I'm a student, and I have Unity newly downloaded on my computer. I've downloaded all the assets in the example project. So I'm going to get rid of a couple of these files on my desktop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Unity 5.6.1 because that's the version we're using for this class. And you'll notice some differences if you're using a different version of Unity. Now, a quick note while this is loading, remember you do not have to, you can have many different versions of Unity on your computer. That's totally fine. They will work perfectly together side by side in harmony. Don't worry about it, but just make sure you have 5.6.1 for this class. So right when you jump in, you'll probably, if it asks you to set up an account, just sign up for a free account and then you'll get to this screen. I already have a Unity account, obviously, so it jumps me right to here. And here's your option. On the disk, you'll have this standard assets example project. And this is where you downloaded that executable, you ran it, it gave you an example project. So let's click it. And it's going to open up and it's going to look like we've built this amazing project, this big 3D game with the car, and it's kind of awesome. And this is the project that is in Unity. Now you won't have any color because I've already changed the colors of this before. But here's where you can start to kind of play around. Start to look around at the mechanics. Look at the different, whenever you select different parts of the game, look at the inspector. Look how it changes. When we select the wheels, look how the inspector changes. Look at the different options that you have. Now here's your project. It's as easy as this. All you have to do is, for the first time, just run. Let's go ahead and run the simulator. Hit play and run the simulator. It's going to be a little bit loud. There's an engine running, and play around with it. So if you hit your W, A, D, S keys, it's going to go forward, backwards, etc. So go ahead and do that. Just play with it one time. Okay. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start to change some physics around. So let's start to look at what the physics are and start changing them around. Now, the physics of a game are usually things like, gravity, mass, So things that like you've probably seen in your physics class, that's the same in game design. Things like drag, friction, all of these things can be changed and manipulated because remember, in the gaming world, we control this stuff, all right? So our physics are ours. They're not controlled by the laws of nature. They're our physics. So let's change a couple now. So I'm going to change one, and then you can change. I think the assignment may say like 2 to 4 or something like that. I just want to see that you guys that you know how to do this. You know how to change the physics, save it, run it, and see how it changes the game. Okay, so let's change something. So I'm going to click on the sky car. Let me see if I can get to, let's click on the car. So if I click on the car, it's going to give me all those available options. So there's all these crazy physics, and I don't know how any of these, I mean, I do, but I'm going to pretend like I don't because I'm a student and I don't. I'm like, wow, what do all these physics mean? What about mass? Okay, I know mass has something to do with, density and weight and, how gravity affects an object and all that kind of stuff. So let's just change this up. So I'd change this to say 10,000. All right, let's just go crazy. And remember, it's always better to change by a much larger number or larger at first and then work it back because then you'll be able to see the change. Like, so if you change the mass from 500 to 503, you're not going to see that big of a difference. But 500 to 10,000, we should see a pretty big difference. So let's save the game. Control S to save is our keyboard shortcut. You should always be learning keyboard shortcuts. And then let's hit play and see what happens. So right off the bat, you can't tell necessarily, but I'm holding the W key and my car is barely moving. And not only that, when I let off the W key, it cannot be stopped. Okay, so 2 really quick changes I've noticed off the bat. It's a lot harder to get my car started because the mass is, was it 20 times more than it was whenever I started this exercise. And it's way harder to stop my car. It's not going to stop just instantly because it says it's 20 times more, has 20 times more mass than it did originally. So all I have to do for this project, super easy, play around with these cool physics settings. I think 2 to 4, I can't remember what the project says, but whatever it says, do that. Change them and then just tell me how they change. Tell me, hey, the car is harder to get started and it's harder to stop. Tell me in some more words that, so show me that you really understand the changes that are being made. Then come back in here. You can probably, if you want to, you can change the original one back and then you can change something else. So change, turn gravity off. See what happens when you turn gravity off, or what happens whenever you turn something like the slip limit or the downforce of the object. So downforce of gravity. When you change these values, just tell me something they do, and that's it. Remember, the formatting is not very important for this class. I think that's one of the places where we got lost. It's not very important. If you can show me that you understand what you're doing, that you're enjoying working with the software, and that you know what you're doing and you get it, I don't care how you show it to me. You can jump on the mic and podcast it to me. You could put it in a rap song if that's what you want to do. I just want to know that you understand how this works, okay? So all I'd have to do, record 4 changes that I made, tell me, the teacher, how it works, and then save it, send me the Word document or however you want to send it to me, and you are done. And so now I'm done with way more of 5, okay? So in an hour or so, I've knocked out 2 of the major projects. So the last project, the last big one is 5.06 for Unit 5. Now, 5.06 is a little bit different. 5.06 requires you to make that file from the original Unit 5 lessons. It's like a quick intro game. You're going to create a plane, and you're going to create a block on top of that plane. Now, the cool thing is I've already sent you out a video that shows you how to do this. I walk through every step of creating 3D objects and then adding materials to objects. So most of this project has been done. So all you have to do is start adding physics to this stuff. Start adding some properties. Make multiple objects and then talk about what they do when they collide. And the cool thing is like all of this is just mapped out in Unit 5 for you. So you get to do this already. You just have to add it to your game, save your game, and then and then submit it to me. It's as easy as that. Super quick, super easy. And here's the one thing I wanted to highlight before we move on to the next project. So it says it will refer a lot to something called a GDD, a game design document. This is the game design document that you designed back in Unit 4. Okay, so that game design document where you created your own game and you thought about your own ideas, that's the game design document you're going to use all year. So remember, it can change constantly. It's very up to you. That's why a lot of people were concerned about formatting and length, and that I am not concerned about that at all. I want to know that you're creating something that you can use to create your video game. Okay, so remember. And then let's look really quick. And then the next thing I'm doing is I'm taking the quiz. Okay, you know where the quizzes come from. They come from the bold words. Okay, all the bold words and all that reading you've been doing. That's where they come from. And then if you get a chance, pop in there and throw something on the discussion boards. Okay, you've got 5.10, 5.11, discussion 1 and 2. You jump in there, you throw down a quick sentence or two about what you've been doing or what the question says for the prompt. You get an extra couple points. It's so easy to get those extra points. So remember, Unit 5, unbelievably important to this course. So important, in fact, that it is really what you need to pass this class. Okay, so let's just really focus in on two things. Getting our game design document done, which is in Unit 4. Okay, now you can even build the game design document while you're doing your game. That's okay. All right, I won't know. As long as it helps you create your game, do it however you want it. Okay, there's plenty of examples online of game design documents, and yours doesn't have to be as long as some of the examples you'll find online. Some of them are books, basically, like you can purchase them. They're thick books. Yours is not going to be like that. So getting your game design document established, getting Unity on your computers, and showing me that you have learned the basics of Unity. If you can do that for this course, and then do moderately well on our interim assessment exams, I promise you are not going to pass this very awesome and exciting course that I'm really excited to get really deep into in second semester. All right, so I am a totally open book for this next couple weeks. Okay, before the semester wraps up, any of you need any help at all, please reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see in these videos. Thank you for hanging around. Now, the video ran a little long, but hey, this is what you need to pass the course. So rewind it, follow the steps. You will pass this course, and it's going to be great. So thank you guys so much for all the effort you've put in the last couple weeks. A lot of this class has been battling uphill, but we're going to make it. It's going to be awesome. Next semester is going to be the best semester of your high school lives. I hope so. Just reach out to me if you have any questions, cell phone, email, whatever you have to do, and I'll help you out. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in class on Tuesday morning.